Hi guys, welcome to Learn Kenyan Law with Wanjiku. I am your host, Wanjiku Mwangi, and we're still continuing with the series of Kenya School of Law. And of course, if you missed out on our first episode, be sure to listen to it. I will provide the link down below. But before I go any further, karibu sana Wycliffe, our co-host. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you again, Wycliffe Owino, co-host, Learn Kenyan Law with Wanjiku, also a student at Kenya School of Law, and I'm here to share my insight.
Asante sana Wycliffe, and I love the fact that you're going through this process right now because you're definitely going to enlighten us more. And let us start this conversation with, we've had a lot of rumors about how KSL is hard. We are sold fear. That is how I'll call it. We have been sold a lot of fear, and some of us are actually are actually believing this fear. So how do we survive Kenya School of Law? How can I survive Kenya School of Law, especially after I'm done with my undergrad and I want to do my ATP program?
Okay, thank you for that question. Basically, that's a very nice question because it's really thing which troubles a lot of people, to be honest. Generally, also me, I was a victim of it because, Kenya School of Law comes with its own excitement. I can't wait to go over there. You're excited. But apart from that excitement, there's also a fear factor of it. Because first of all, you just see the ratio which people are passing.
Yes.
And you're thinking about yourself, will I ever make it and all those stuff?
Yeah, will I be among the 500 out of thousands?
Exactly. So first of all, because for you to survive, I'll say what someone told me and what I'll advise as person who have been there before is that you need a cool head because there's a lot of information coming. People want to sell you book. There is fear factor, yourself of all, exactly. So for you to survive, first of all, I'll say you need a cool head, because first of all, you are now going to a place where, because one thing, you are from a different faculty. Let's say you are different institution. So those who school at MKU, those who school at Strathmore, UON, Moi Kabarak, those who school at Kenyatta University, JKUAT, Catholic University, African Nazarene, Kisii University, you all go to Kenya School of Law. So first of all, there's that mixture of, exactly from different institutions, because different institutions have their own policy. So that really becomes a challenge. So first of all, I think you need a cool head, and a cool head in terms of you need to just flow with it, I can say so. Flow with it. Flow with it, because what makes you survive in a School of Law, first of all, is how you react to stuff. That is really important. How you react to stuff, because there'll be fear factor it will be sold to you, because you'll be joining, the first week people already online classes, books have been sold, the stories you hear. So when you're someone who react to everything, that can easily have an impact on you, because that means you'll be in a panic mode. And you don't want to start KSL in a panic mode. So first of all, I'll say just take your time, learn everything about it, just observe it. And the only thing to do is a cool head, because one thing, it is doable. First of all, I say it is doable. Nothing seems hard from everything from outside seems vague, hard. But when you in KSL, after, let's say, going through the first week, then you come to realize niaje, there is something unique about this place. So the only thing that you need to have is is a cool head. So just have a right mentality, right attitude. Don't react to everything, because we are just there for a short period of time. It's only 9 months. So you need to you need to have a strategy. So the best way to survive, have your own strategy. Don't react to everything exactly the same way you used to read in campus. Maybe you need to uplift it more. Also look for look for a situation which suits you more, because people are different. Exactly. So not everyone can do online discussions. Not everyone can do online revision. Just look what works for you.
And I like the fact that you've said that not everyone can do online discussions and all that. And we're definitely going to be talking about that in our in our next episode. But before we get there, You know, something that I was even laughing when you said is that after you're done with your undergrad and you're going to KSL, you need to make sure that you're reading a notch higher. And in my mind, I'm like, I thought this is the highest that we're reading when we're in undergrad. But point taken.
When it comes to Kenya School of Law, what I will say, because you're only there for 9 months. So what is really important, you need to have your own way of reading. I think the same way you used to read back in campus. Nothing changed. What changes mostly is the attitude and how you and how you take it sometime. Yeah, because I can say you need to read more. Exactly. Because one thing, there are 9 units and there is more into them. Because I'll give an example like commercial transaction. We have some like sub-unit over there. You know, you need to know about insolvency, about company laws, about partnership. You know, you have also to know about commercial agreements. So there's a lot. So
it's broad.
It's broad.
Yeah.
It's broad, exactly. So what I can say, you need to go more. So you need to do a little bit more, but just use your own, what do you call it? The own method that suits you. Don't use everybody, because what I see is that people want to do things that they didn't do generally, because now it really affects, because there is group work in place, there is also project work, then there's your personal studies, then you also have that personal group reading and everything. So that really becomes a challenge if you're not that keen. Then the other way to survive KSL is you must be observant a lot. You have to be observant. Observant in terms of, because one thing, you're not going to a class full of people who want to be advocate like you. And you need to make an impression. So, and how do you make an impression? So the best thing I can say, be observant, because smaller things really count. You know, attending classes in time, or during group discussions, you know, those smaller, I think, because when it comes to Kenya School of Law, there is you need to pay attention to all of the stuff. Because how do you pay attention to the stuff? Let's say a thing like cause outline. Because when you don't have cause outline, let's talk about commercial transaction example. There's a lot of it, but the cause outline gives you a limit to what extent you need to read. So without a proper management, you'll find yourself reading things beyond cause outline, which is good because sometimes for your own benefit. But when you have that plan and the cause outline, it also gives you an avenue to not overdo stuff. That means you are within the limit which is required of you. Yeah.
Okay, so I've heard you talk about a lot of things. You've told us you need to have strategy, you need to have a cool head, you need to also make an impression, attend your classes, know your reading strategy.
Exactly.
Of course, and a course outline. Read what you're expected to read, because of course, as we know, law is always broad. You can read forever on different topics. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing with us the different tips on how you're going to survive Kenya School of Law. And this is actually good information, because in our next episode, we're going to be talking about how do you pass your oral exams, you know, how do you ensure you pass your projects. You know, we don't want you to be in KSL for 4 years or more. You know, it has happened to people.
People have stayed over there for more than that.
Yeah, that has been a home for people, and we do not want that to happen to anyone who is listening to us. Be sure to listen to our next episode. Thank you so much, Wycliffe. And this is Learn Kenyan Law with Wanjiku.
You're welcome.